The fool has said in his heart there is no God, they are corrupt.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries. And today I want to celebrate the fact that the internet is the place where atheism comes to die. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is come to the Great Debate community. Cut your computer on and come to the Great Debate community and see all of these atheistic arguments destroyed. A lot of people don't know this, and some of you do obviously, that in what we will call the golden days of the atheist community, they were confusing and debunking, in their own eyes anyway, debunking a lot of Christian arguments here online about, God's existence, morality, things like that and whatnot, because a lot of Christians didn't know how to respond to the things that they were saying. But lately, in the Great Debate community with myself, True Empiricism, the Bible Thumping Weenut, and many others here on the internet, a lot of people are starting to notice that these arguments that the atheist community make are easy to debunk. They're very easy to show why these arguments are illogical and why a lot of them don't make any sense. And they contradict the worldview of the atheist that is making the argument. The reason why it's tough to be an atheist these days on the internet is because if you try to argue against morality, we're going to kick your butt. You try to argue against God's existence, we're going to kick your butt. You try to argue over evolution, we're going to kick your butt. And then we're going to give you the gospel and tell you what you can do to come to Jesus Christ. Even some of these so-called atheists on here, I've shown every last one of them that either they know that God exists and they suppress the truth and unrighteousness, or I outright prove that they're not even atheists. That the only reason that they're calling themselves an atheist is because what they believe or have a so-called lack of a belief in sounds like atheism. With the many arguments that I've made on this YouTube channel, and I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube. True Empiricism has his share. Antonio's coming up in the ranks. Veckel has his videos. A lot of us have videos just debunking the ever-living daylights out of these arguments that the atheist community is making. And it's good because there's a lot of people out there that don't have YouTube channels that watch my channel, that watch True Empiricism's channel, that watches Veckel's channel, the Bible Thumping Weenut channel, and they're being influenced by these arguments. You see, when you're an atheist and all you do is create drama and talk about what somebody said behind somebody's back, or talk about some gossip, that doesn't prove that God isn't real. That doesn't prove that evolution is real. All that shows is that you're a busybody and you need to get a life. Whereas you have Christians that are actually actively going out there, not just on the internet and showing you guys that your arguments are ridiculous, but we're going out in the public sphere and showing you that your arguments are ridiculous. So again, the internet is turning into a place where atheism has come to die, or where the atheist has come to die to their atheism. Because at the end of the day, there's no such thing as an atheist. You're either a misotheist, or you're an anti-theist, or you're make-believing that there's not a God and suppressing the truth and unrighteousness. The presuppositional argument is alive and well. Answered prayer is alive and well. All of the arguments that we use, intelligent design, I do evolutionists bring it, True Empiricism, the person who's been doing it first has been doing a phenomenal job with that, and we still have yet to see this evidence. The best evidence I've heard for evolution online is this. Fiona has a PhD, Steve McCrae thinks True Empiricism is stupid, some other person thinks I'm a troll, and that means that evolution is true. They're not actually providing any evidence. You can watch whole hangouts, hearing a whole bunch of name calling going on, but no one's providing any evidence for the theory of evolution. And it's sad to me that our children have to go to school and be force-fed this garbage that nobody has any evidence for. And I think it's about time we start recording our Google Hangouts and taking them to our to whoever we need to take to in our school districts and say, look, these people are claiming to be scientists and claiming to be experts, and you know what? None of them can provide any evidence for this. Why are you teaching this to our children? That's going to be the next step if you guys don't start getting serious about this. I think intelligent design should be taught in school. I think creation should be taught in school. And I think evolution should get out of school, because there's more evidence for creation, there's more evidence for intelligent design than there is for the theory of evolution. But anyway, guys, if you're a brand new atheist and you're checking out the Great Debate community, don't expect to be an atheist long, especially if you come to my YouTube channel. Be prepared to be ashamed to be an atheist when you come to my room, and don't admit that you're an atheist when you go on the Bible Thumping Weenut show, because at the end of the day, all of your arguments are debunked. We have heard it all, we have debunked it all. And until next time, guys, it's been another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries, telling all of you to read your Bible and do what it says. God bless.